There we go. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to Outriders. So as you were seeing yesterday, I was playing, but things were starting to get difficult, so I stopped playing on stream and switched over to just playing online normally. So at this point, I kind of wanted to show some tips and advice that you can do once you've beaten the main story. This is where the game really begins, and this is where you kind of need to focus once you are working on the game. Especially in preparation for the DLC coming out. So, also, I just woke up, so I am a little groggy. I do apologize. Okay, so I'm working on rebuilding my Technomancer from the games. Um, so I'm using the Borlius set, but I don't like how the Borlius set looks, so I'm going to be changing its appearance around a bit. Actually, I liked it when she just wore that. And then yeah, that works for me. So yeah, in terms of gear and what I'm wearing, or mod wise, so for one, I actually need to fix this because while that tier 3 mod is incredibly good, I've also picked up something that is kind of necessary for this freezing build that I've put together. And that is because explosive minefield is really fun, but what I need on here is a level 2 mod, which is this icebreaker. And that is because killing shots against frozen enemies make them explode. So when I kill a frozen enemy, they'll explode, doing damage around them. It's basically the same thing as the cold snap mod that I have that makes them explode. So the Crown of the Borealis, I can now throw down 2 cryo turrets, and I have Painful Snap, or Painful Chill, so it does extra damage. Then I have Icicle Storm, so Cold Snap makes them explode for 11,000, plus my gun also makes them explode, so they do stack. The skill does stack together. Enemies have reduced armor by 100%. Tool of Destruction, 1 extra rocket, which I am actually going to change out these waist clothes. I don't know for what yet, but because I have the active set for the Borlius Monarch, the waist cloth and the boots, excuse me, can literally be anything. It doesn't matter. So these two don't pay attention to, but the gloves 25 against more damage against enemies affected by freeze, and then blighted rounds killing shots gives me an extra 30 bullets in my mag. That I'm not too worried about, but it will let us have some more damage, especially when we have killing shots making our ice stuff explode. So that's definitely going to be good. The only downside to this setup is that fireworks is actually going to work against us, because if enemies are killed by the explosion, it won't count as being a frozen enemy. However, the explosion will still work against enemies that are affected by snap. So I need to find 2 armor sets, legs and boots. So if you've beaten the game, you are now able to run expeditions, or drop pods. Drop pods will give you resources that you can then sell to, or you can use from Tiago to buy legendary gear, basically. But I am actually going to join a random game because I want to show you guys what. Oh, I need to make sure I turn mic off because that's the one of the things that can really piss people off. Sometimes having people, um, oh, I'll just do this because this doesn't have a mic on it right now. Okay, and then let's double check it just to make sure. Headset earphone. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay. Um, Not everybody likes listening to other people talk. So if somebody gets pissed off, just turn your mic off. It's really straightforward. So you can choose to help somebody out running story, or you can choose to run expeditions. I'm going to be running expeditions. Now, the other catch is you want to be careful with how quickly you're boosting through levels. And the reason for that is that, oh, it's still switching game. Um, as your level increases, the level of the maximum gear you can wear is going to increase. Now, that's a problem because the higher that gear costs, the more that it's going to be. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and just cancel this out. Um, I'll just set my game privacy to open and I'll just run tips and tricks right now. So one of the easiest modes that I have found, because I don't want to keep increasing, like continually increasing my gear level, because I don't, enemy loot level 34. Now I can equip up to level 35 right now, so I actually don't want to increase that at all. I want to keep running at enemies and loot level 32. That's it. But Archways of Enoch is one of the easiest levels to do. However, it can also be kind of hard to do. So pay attention, and you play it smart. And this is actually one of the only ones that I could run solo at level 15 and clear on a regular basis. Okay. But as you can see, our shot explosion is able to kill the enemies. Now, also keep in mind that these are level 35. This is a level 35 gun, and we're running against level enemies that are level 32. So this is literally just murder. We are not like this. This is a unadulterated slaughter, basically. Okay, and then the queen drops, and we already are able to summon 2 new turrets. But yeah, these 2 turrets actually make a huge difference, which is very nice. Uh-oh. But what I want the queen to do is to try to blast us. There we go. And then once that's done, you leave your little safety corridor. Because the biggest thing is we want enemies to kind of cluster together for this. Right there. So, as you saw, we just did a massive chain attack. Um, Also, as you can see, our ammo was at 33, and now it jumped back up to 33. That's because, like I was saying with fireworks, anytime I get a kill, it's actually not counting for us. And that's because firework is getting the kill. But, so if I can get a cluster of enemies together and just shoot them without having to worry about firework, that's where I can really start getting the damage. Also, though, the Blighted Round mod, I actually don't like that because there are other mods that allow you to instantly add ammo to your gun, and those will actually refill the clip for Blighted Rounds without you having to have Blighted Rounds activated. So it's just a better idea to have your clip be maxed out rather than... Okay, so this right here, this is my single biggest gripe and what a lot of people have issues with. Um, Actually, hang on. I need to... Hey, dude, I have a partial build set up for my Technomancer, and I'm doing a stream. Do you want to watch the combat really quick and just weigh in on how you think it's going? Question mark. My weapon is about 35 levels lower than the tier that I'm running, because I don't want to start getting into the really expensive, like, reshuffling to try to get legendary stuff. But so the way that this works is that this is basically tower defense. You and players have to stay inside this blue circle. If you leave the blue circle, oh, interesting. So there's usually a cutscene that plays. So when you're in the blue circle, the pillar will start to come down. As you can see, it is moving very slowly. The catch is when you're playing with other people, this will move exponentially faster for each person that's in the blue circle. Oh my god, it bugged out. So normally these enemies are supposed to become hostile, and there's a cutscene that's supposed to play. It didn't play, so they're not activating. So we might get a free pass through the entire thing. Enemies will spawn though. So if you have somebody who is playing outside of the map, they will. Oh, it delayed the video because he wasn't in the game yet. That's irritating. Interesting. Come on. Yeah, they're just not. Oh, there we go. So as you can see, when enemies enter the circle, they stop. And so what you want to do, so like, do you see how the queen's targeting me? So what I want to do is we can't kill the queen quickly. So I need to get out of that circle so that my partner can go in the circle to fight the enemy. However, and to be fair, there are a lot of enemies right now, so. But the general idea is that you want to have your partner standing in the circle so that one of you can be counting down the timer, because when that pillar goes all the way in, you actually just every enemy in the map instantly dies. There we go. So it's strongly advised that one person needs to stay in that circle at all times unless they're being hunted. So as you can see, Bones Jib is not doing that. And granted, he does have an alpha chasing him, so it's a bit more lax. But because I can deal with alphas, apparently he does not have a good build yet. Hooray, freeze him. Oh, damn it. Yeah, but do you see how he's not standing in the circle? Like, that is actually a problem. Okay, there he goes. But yeah, one person needs to play as bait and stay in the circle at all times so that that counter will keep going down. And again, see how it's going down way quicker now? So you can actually wipe out the entire defensive wave if neither of you move out of the circle. Like, I used Cold Snap because I'm trying to get it to trigger. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, I'm not going to get it. But, look at the minimap. As you see, every enemy just died. So, when you have a team of 3, it actually goes way faster. So you want to have everybody in that circle as long as you physically can. If somebody's being a target, kite the boss around, but stay in that circle. And a lot of this build is from a time before the game had, because before there was time limits on your rankings, and that determined your rewards. So you had to play as quickly as you could because you wanted to get that 3-star reward. So, but that's kind of what's going on. Okay, so in this case, there are going to be a wave of these little guys. They are very easy to kill. Now, I'm going to use Cold Snap because if I can kill him quickly enough, you know, Now, when you do enough damage to the bosses, they will spawn more enemies. So pay attention to your minimap and how enemies are moving, because what's going to kill you 90% of the time are going to be the Strixes, because you're not going to be able to see them, and they do a lot of damage. Don't get surrounded if you can. Try to come up to like here. Keep an AoE ability up and running so that you can actually take them down. Ow. Do you mind? Because yeah, the bosses, as you just saw there, they will just sit on top of you, and they can almost infinite parry you if they hit you right. Because when you roll, you can still be hit. Okay, and I'm gonna kill some of these. And I want these Strixes gone. Good. There we go. When you're down to one enemy, you will then have two broodmothers spawn with 5 of the little guys. That's actually very good for us. Cold snap, explosions. All those explosions hit the broodmother. Of course, it didn't do much damage, but common theory is get them together if you can, and then try to deal with the enemies as they come up, or as they chase you. So in this case, I want them to come close to me so that I can do, again, cold snap damage. Okay, so both broodmothers are now chasing me, and here he's actually making a mistake. See, he let himself get surrounded. Never allow yourself to be surrounded, especially here, because that will get you killed, especially on the higher difficulty, because you'll be dead before you can react. Really? So another trick is, if you're using one of the round mods, or skills, wait until your clip is almost empty, and then activate it, and you'll get a free refill. It's a little thing, but it does help a little bit. Okay, so yeah, from those movement patterns, Strixes moved again. When you kill most of the Strixes, you will then deal with, I think there's still another enemy wave after this. Or no, these Strixes are the last ones. I'm sorry. Mm. And there you go. So like I said, Arcways of Enoch is my preferred place to run, just because it's fast. And you can, this is one of the ways that you can kind of solo. But yeah, it's definitely an easier method. So I have auto set up. One of the other things that you can do is, when you're searching through items, okay, so like I can see, okay, he stopped getting new items, so I'm going to do the shortcut. Now I have auto loot set up, so I will automatically warp out. What a lot of people, new players, will do is, as soon as they pick up something new, they will immediately start going through their inventory to see what they have, equipping new stuff. I understand the excitement to want to do so. Don't do it in the expedition. Unless it's something incredibly important and you're not going to know what it is at level 30 unless you're multiple ways around, do it back at the camp. Because when you're just sitting there, everyone else is probably already pretty set in their builds. They know what they're going to be doing, and you're just wasting their time at that point. They will probably kick you, especially if you keep doing it when you get back to camp. But yeah, this will give you an idea of our damage difference. Yeah, he only did 271, I did 2.5 million. So generally, when people run around, what you're going to want to do. So I'm going to wait for him to see because he may want to go talk to, he may want to go fix his gear, he may want to sell items to Bailey, he may want to check and see Tiago's stuff. I don't know what he wants to do. So I'm going to come stand by the table and let him log in or get back to the camp and then see what he wants, see what he's doing. So generally, people will come and stand by the table to wait to let you know, hey, I'm ready. But if there's a significantly long delay, he could just be leaving and it's not going to show up. So, I don't know. We'll see. And I do have some cashews because I heard peanuts are bad for you. Of course, I'm also slightly thirsty, so salted cashews, probably not a good idea. Okay. He's taking exceptionally long to get in. Okay. So generally, you have different areas. The chem plant is mostly humans shooting at you with some monsters. The Marshland Caverns are all monsters. The Time Ward Spire is monsters and people, or it's people then monsters. So, and as your expedition level levels up, you will increase. Okay. I don't know what's going on with his connection issues, but he's still not here. So I'm not going to wait. Like, that's kind of the other thing. When you're running these things, be aware when you're inconveniencing your partner. I'm like, in his case, he wasn't. What it probably is he was trying, like, the game just wasn't loading him into this screen. So I'm going to do Time Worn Spire. Because Time Worn Spire is a good one for me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this and raise my expedition level. Because I don't remember at what point Tiago starts increasing the cost of his stuff. Right now, it's like 255 for legendaries. And I know once it gets to the point, like, it starts getting ridiculous. So I kind of don't want to do that. Okay, so Time Worn Spire, there are two paths to take. If you are running with other people, I would advise that you run, have one person go high, one person go low. Just kind of makes things easier. There are going to be melee, there are multiple enemies, etc., etc. I mean, it's very straightforward. So in my case, again, I just want to cluster and then kill. Hi. Oh. You know, I do like the firework mod, but at the same time, they just violently explode. Ew. Don't pistol whip me. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's rude. Alright. So there's a sniper up top. So basically, you're just going to be working your way through. Play it smart. Don't play dumb. Like, I know that's stupid to say, but, like, really, it's just, there are going to be clusters of enemies. When you get to this area up here, or to this area, a bunch of enemies are going to spawn, along with actually a couple of captains. So be aware of, like, when that's going to happen. Okay, and I'm going to throw out a couple of cryo turrets to keep them distracted. Then, yeah, do you see how far that cold snap reaches? Like, that's part of the reason why I love this mod, because this setup, because you freeze everything in just this huge AoE. It's great. Okay, so you're going to see a bunch of skull marks. You don't have to worry, they are just regular enemies. They are not powerful, they are not super strong. There are a couple of captains that you need to be aware of, and I think there's a few demolishers that spawn too. Yeah, but I think there's just the one captain, so. Oh, damn it. Okay. So yeah, when you see a boss, or a regular enemy, I guess, who can do healing light, that should be your first target. Your second target needs to be if they can use Phoenix Rebirth or something like that, because it allows them to respawn, or it allows the enemies to respawn fully, and you really don't want that. Okay. So, and then we have the last group of enemies. Ow. Wow. I was watching, oh, I might die. I was listening to Mark, Bob, and Wade last night, and I always forget how good of an impression that Bob does of, I can't think of his name. Like, I'm terrible with names, but I'm great with faces. But yeah, it's, wow. Like, just, wow. Like, it's just fucking Bob. Bob is, I love listening to Bob. He's hilarious, and I like listening to Bob. He's fun. Oops. I did not mean to do that. Now, luckily, they really like clustering over there. I don't know why. Okay. So when you kill every human enemy, they will start, or the creatures will start spawning up here, which is actually great news for us because a single cold snap will kill everything. Now, you stop that. But yeah, you can see even 2 levels makes a pretty significant difference. Like enemies are actually doing more damage to me. They're hitting harder. Okay, so here we have another capture the flag. So once those monsters spawn in that narrow corridor, you are only going to ever be dealing with creatures. You will never fight another human in this mission, which is actually good for us. So. Dink. Now, see, I'm pretty sure that the way that Cold Snap works is that there's a glitch. Because Cold Snap, as you can see, it doesn't normally kill the little guys. But in that last movement, when they were already frozen, it did. So maybe maybe the turrets actually did a little bit of damage that was enough to actually kill them, because that was kind of close. But I don't know. I think what it is if enemies are already frozen. Oh, you know what it is? I have a bunch of weakness and stuff. So yeah, they take way more damage. So Cold Snap's bonus damage does more when they're frozen solid. Okay, and I'm surrounded. Explode. Wow. Wow. I love this build. Like, it's ridiculously good. So part of it a friend of mine did with his build. Like, he just did a cold snap build, and I instantly fell in love with it because originally I was running a debuff build where I would just throw down a bunch of turrets and nothing could stop me. And so I was just inflicting like weakness and debuff, and that was my only purpose with the build. Um, it wasn't a bad idea. It didn't work. Like, it wasn't as effective if I had to run solo. Here we go. But yeah, anytime you do a defense mission, or a mission like this, you are pretty much always going to have enemies spawn in the exact same patterns as the pillar sinks into the ground. Like, it's the same timing every mission. But Time-Worn Spire can actually be really difficult to run because there's a point where you have to fight like 4 crawlers at once, and then you also have to deal with Strixes. So if you're not paying attention, it is very easy to be overwhelmed and then just one shot. Because you'll just consistently take damage until you're dead. Like, you'll be hit 3 or 4 times in the space of about 5 seconds, or of about 1 second, and you can't see the attack coming because crawlers attack through walls. So. Whoa. Yeah. Spoiler warning, go ahead and close out the game, or mute it. I'll do a melee attack when I'm done, but I do want to talk about a spoiler. For those of you who care about the storyline, mute the game, and I will, like I said, I will do a melee attack when I'm done talking about the spoiler. But for those of you who don't really care, long story short, the Pax, basically humanity escaped Earth, and as a side effect of escaping Earth, they came to a new planet. Well, long story short, the people who stayed built another spaceship that was more advanced than the one that we left on, so they actually got here before us, encountered the native peoples, and murdered them all, basically put them into concentration camps. The native population was the only thing that were keeping these anomaly storms in check, so when this other ship killed them all, it released this nightmare apocalypse on everybody else. So when they're talking about the Pax, that's who they're talking about. Okay, so we're back. So that was the spoiler for the storyline. And so now, at the end of the game, we called down cargo supplies from our ship that we couldn't have access to because the anomaly fried all of our electronics. And now that we have access to them, we can now, like, humanity has a chance, basically. So, what we are doing is we are going around and collecting these cargo pods so that the people that we're trying to protect will be protected, basically. Yeah, see, Cold Snap doesn't last long enough. I definitely need to make it last longer. So I may end up doing the Boreas set. Okay, so here you go. So that's one creeper, that's one crawler. I mean, they kind of are creepers, but... Okay, there's another one, and then there's also one coming on the left. So remember, crawlers can do ranged attacks that make it so that they will freeze you solid. If you are frozen solid, you can't move, you can't fight back, you're dead. If you are playing with, but then they can also do their like floor stomp things, and if they do that, you can't move, or you can't see it coming because they attack through walls. You can't see it, you get hit, you're gonna get staggered, and also those wall or floor stomps do a lot of damage. Oh yeah, also a broodmother spawns, I think. Oh no, it's the behemoth, right. Rat bastard. And then there you go. So yeah, basically the pattern is broodmother will kill the enemies, broodmother will spawn, kill the broodmother, 4 crawlers will spawn, and then that guy will spawn, the behemoth. So as you saw, we only got 28 supplies for that mission. Well, not particularly good. Now, as our level increases, our gear will increase, and our selling amount will increase. This is why it's generally a good idea to have a level 50, so that you can actually take care of this, like the stuff while you're. So you can transfer gear that you farmed to your lower levels, and then they can turn around and sell it, and just basically speed power through all of their gear. Okay, so yep, 3.8 million. 3.8 billion. Okay, so I'm going to, because I want to make a point of this, so I'm going to select all of our gear. Now, so we do have a mix of level 32 and 34, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to sell it all. So we have 53,000 from 2 runs, so 61,000 from 2 runs. Then I'm going to buy a shit ton of titanium. So that I get 190. Now, one of the ways that we can actually do this with Tiago is you can sell him titanium for supply cargo. And the way that that works is it counts for double. So 1 titanium equals 2 cargo supplies. Now, I'm curious to see. Okay, so it's still 255. So it has not increased in cost. It is still level 35. So maybe we can do one more. But to reroll costs 100. So what I can do, if I really want to, is I can actually do this. So I could sell all of my titanium, which I'm going to do to get cargo pod stuff. And then I can just reroll and consistently look and see if there's anything that I actually want. So like I know I need boots, and I know I need the waist cloths. But if I see something else that would be good to have, oh, you can also do 230, and you just get a random legendary. So Funeral Pyre is actually not a bad one because Shadow Comet can be incredibly helpful. I actually run Shadow Comet on my tank. See, I don't like that one. Okay, so there's nothing I want, so I'm gonna reroll for 100. I don't care about the gloves. Boots. See, Cold Snap, Cold Purification. It definitely can be interesting, but I've yet to run into a situation where that really helps. Now, see, this would be interesting for us. I kind of want to run this because Dark Sacrifice is an incredibly powerful weapon. I actually run that on my Loki, or on my Trickster. Yeah, but killing shots. So I think I'm actually going to grab this because it's going to really help our damage output. And then I'm going to reroll because I still don't have anything that I like. Boot, Plague Sower's boots. No, because I don't use the blight turret, so that's actually pointless for us. Nope. Lucky Jinx. Shots inflict toxic. That could be good, because that would allow us to actually inflict toxic on a regular basis. But I need to. Every critical shot ricochets to 4 enemies within a 5-meter radius. So that would actually be interesting because if you do that and then the status one, I wonder. But that's actually a weapon that I want. Oh, why is that only 130.53? Is it because it's a pistol? So I am actually going to grab that because that's not a common weapon to get to appear. Okay, so I still need boots and pants. Old reliable, I don't like. Iceberg. Iceberg is actually really good for us. So if you want to have, it just adds in some extra stuff for you. That's really good. Cryo turret, no, I don't like that. Master tool? Killing shot, summon a. Oh, interesting. For 5 seconds, and this happens every 5 seconds. That's incredibly helpful. That's really good. Huh. I've never seen this before. That's fascinating. I really want to try that now. But I need boots and I need pants. So, since we're not finding anything on this side, let's check here. Tool of Destruction. No, critical shots cause bleed. It's not bad, but it's not good. Using skills deals damage. I remember that. So it's an AoE blast effect. Not bad, but we can do better. So I don't want that either. Now this would actually be interesting. So neither one of those is good. So that's why it's actually a good idea to get blue mods, because when you rare upgrade them to purple, you get to choose one of three. So it's actually slightly easier to get what you want. I'm gonna reroll. See if we can find anything else. Let me see. Twisted Mercy. No, that's a standard. Vulnerable's not bad. Moaning Winds I don't like because it takes 8 seconds to trigger. Yeah, so again, nothing. And never get this, never buy this, because you can actually get it for free from one of the expeditions. You definitely have other stuff that you can be spending your money on. No. I should get that though, because that's actually that's usually the armor I have her wear. Okay. So yeah, that's that. Okay. Now the fun part's going to be, so I'm gonna go ahead and equip that, and then I'm gonna disassemble this so I can get strings of Goss. Then I'm going to switch out this for this, because while that's fun, this is Dark Sacrifice is an insane, like I keep saying, it is an insanely powerful tool. And I kind of want to, because I think we can make it super good, but we'll see. Okay, and then I think it's a tier 2 mod. It's not Death Change. Death Change? Death Chain. Every critical shot ricochets. Okay, so it would have to be a critical hit. And technically it is only a 5-meter radius, so that's not good either. Oh, I might also just not have... Oh, this is what I was talking about. Kill an enemy with 35% less or ammo, and it fully replenishes, so... Scrap Grenade. Scrap Grenade is amazing, by the by. Huh. Hmm. Ideally, that's not what I want to do, but we don't actually have the mod that I need, so that'll have to do. Raise attributes. No, we are going to mod gear, because with Dark Sacrifice, it will consistently lower your stats. Oops. It'll consistently lower your health until you're at half health, but you get 75% weapon damage. So what I really want to do with this is this will be our like big enemy killer, because right now we're kind of stuck on we can kill groups no problem, but something that consistently has health, it's not the best. And I don't want to stop shooting, so this could actually be a really good one, because we don't have an effect that's going to cause like damage. So we would be getting it back, and that would allow us to use Let's Try It. Because I know I want to keep Dark Sacrifice on there, because my other idea is with it constantly draining our health, what we could do is actually throw on the shot essence, or the essence thief, and we just get health back. Which feels very cheaty to me. Okay, so yeah, 35 is the max wearable level. Okay, let's raise attributes, and let's actually boost close range damage, since Why not? Okay, and then, but yeah, it's worth, if you want to do this, you can, you don't have to. I found that it can be hit or miss, just because at some point I'm probably actually going to get rid of these gears, because it becomes significantly expensive and kind of ridiculous cost-wise to just keep leveling up this gear. It's actually better to just, when you get the gear again at a higher level, just swap it out. So, but it will help us out to get like the finished build, and that's the important thing. Okay, and I still need gloves, or no, I need boots and the waist cloth. Okay. Okay, so there's a few good choices here that I really like. I don't really like Stargrave. Boomtown is super good for us, and the Drop Palace is actually good too. But the catches with Drop Palaces is it costs cargo supply. So enemy and loot level 35. So I think we can actually do this, and we'll still be at level 35. It won't increase. But as you can see, it costs 20 to do, but we'll get 30. 32. So it's also at level 4. This is our first chance to get a legendary at certain points. But Boomtown is also the easiest, so it gives us only ×2 for stats, whereas this gives ×4. So I'm actually going to run Drop Palace because I am curious how well this is going to run, and I think this will have our items be at level 35 still. Also, on a side note, you will have some overlap from your world tier and this. So keep that in mind. Okay. So I do not... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? So, the symbiote mod will not start in effect until you enter combat. As soon as you do, you can see there's a dark miasma around the gun, and my health is going to start dropping. Which I will admit, it is very disconcerting. But as you can see, too, we're not losing ammo. Well, I guess we are, but you catch the drift. There we go. Lost it. Yeah, wow. Yeah, so we're definitely not getting enough damage output, so maybe I need to put something else on here. But, on the other hand, we're definitely able to maintain our damage output, which is good. I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. Okay, but I'm going to switch back to the regular rifle just because being able to explode enemies, or frozen enemies, is definitely an advantage. Okay, so as soon as you enter this bridge, enemies will start spawning down here. That's actually fine, because we want to progress as quickly as possible, because enemies are going to start clustering, and of course, that is our cue to explode everything. Now, that's interesting. So I wonder why that didn't work. Also, you want to be careful of snipers, because they will actually inflict... Oh, this doesn't have the... Oh, is my poison killing them so that my critical shots aren't? That would actually make sense. Need to look. Let me double check what I have. Stridia. 30% critical damage is returned to you as health. Didn't I get rid of Stridia? I thought I put something else on there. Okay, this area can be a bit irritating, because basically you just want to push. And again, for me, I want to look for clusters so that I can just wipe them all out. They will appear at the bottom, or they're going to appear across the bridge and basically just rush you. So, wipe them out, and then most of them are just going to be content to shoot at you from across the bridge. Make sure you have some sort of an AoE ready to go before you start running across the bridge. Because you have a captain, but then you also have a bunch of regular enemies that are going to show up. Wait, what do you have? I didn't see what the ability was, so... And also with Cold Snap doing increasingly more damage, it's actually very easy. Okay, so we have another capture the flag here, or defend the hill. So I'm going to position one turret here, and one turret there. And then I'm going to switch, because I want to be able to explode frozen enemies. So basically, enemies are going to spawn from directly ahead of you and off to your left. They are very easy to deal with. Or at least they're easy for me. Just a common theory is let these guys to the left just sit for a while your team sits in the capture or defend the hill area. And then once the enemies to the left start becoming a problem, that's when you have one person run over there while the rest of your team sits in the circle and just keeps the timer going. Okay, see, that right there could have killed me. Also, if you're running as a Pyromancer, you can totally just run Cold Snap and just spawn Cold Snap, like, non-stop. Just to get your tower down. Because again, once it goes all the way down, you win. And there we go. Killed them all. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen a glitch happen like that where they actually survived. Oh, there we go. Okay, so with this opens, you will now have to fight a group of like 5 or 6 bosses. They are rough enough that you don't want to try. You have one of two options. On higher tiers, you want to split up and try to have everybody just unleash all of their AoEs and just do as much damage as they can to see if you can kill one. If you can't, your other option is to just increase your to have them pull off and then just have groups of people move together and kite them around. Now, in my case, I want to try to freeze them. pull out that. Yeah, see, it didn't. So I want to get my turrets out and on the ground immediately, because the sooner that I can kill them, the sooner, or the sooner the better, basically. Okay, and then activate Cold Snap. Okay, so that's one, that's two. Okay, so there's only three left alive now. That's great. Oh, that's a problem. You stop that, you bastard. Alright, Cold Snap again. And I should clarify, never do what I'm doing. If you have something that is consistently draining your life, do not charge bosses or just sit there tanking attacks from them. That is a great way to die. The only reason I'm doing it is because I have a get out of jail free card. Okay. Oh, there you are. Oh, so you're casting Sanctuary. Okay, so that's all the bosses. And then enemies will also periodically spawn like around you, or like around the left and right sides. So another strategy is you can just have people um, clear off the sides, so you're only left with the bosses. But a good team of three, if your damage output is where it's supposed to be, you should be able to handle the bosses first, and then deal with the wrath, because at least people usually run at least one AoE ability. So, and personally, I actually focus on AoE abilities, so I actually do very well. Okay. And then, Cold Snap. The greatest snap of them all. Aha. Okay. So first you will have the Juggernaut show up, who of course is a problem. Once you kill enough of the next wave, you will have a Broodmother show up. Okay, so the reason why I'm still getting kills is because I still have the mod for Twisted Rounds that makes it so that when I get a kill, or when I get a killing shot, um, ammo is added to my clip. Okay, so there's the Broodmother. And I want to do that. Because if you can cluster enough enemies together, it creates a massive shockwave that even at tier 15, I've seen it one-shot the bosses before. And there we go. Okay, so now we can start earning legendaries when we run. The odds of getting them are super rare, but it can happen. And that's how you run the Drought Palace. I was going to say, didn't it say it was on like 13? Holy shit. And like you can customize your flag and other stuff. I just don't bother because I don't bother. Okay. So first and foremost, same thing as before. Highlight everything. Don't highlight everything. Okay. I actually don't like that. I don't like either of those. Golem's not bad, but nope. And no. Okay. So for a single run at that last tier, we got 30,000. That's not a lot of scrap. Okay, but I'm not going to buy more because I want to check in with Tiago. and see if things are still 255. Okay, so they're 285 now. So they did increase by a cost of 30, which doesn't sound like much, but that's a full extra run. Yeah, and these are now 120. So, actually, it is worth checking because I forgot his gear might have cycled while we were gone. Yeah, I think it did. No. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. Okay. So, this is actually a good one. So, the chem plant isn't bad. Um, the Marshland Cavern isn't bad either. It's just the chem plant kind of takes a long time. That's why I don't like running it, and the rewards really aren't worth it. It's only a 3x, whereas the Marshal's computer is a 4x, and it is difficult. I will admit that. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to be running at tier 4, which is the minimum, because I don't want to be doing it. And as you see, it does cost us 20, but that is because there were 3 missions that were added, not recently, but there were 3 missions added lately in the game that allowed players to get some new weapons. And the only way you can get these weapons, and some of these, I think they added some new mods as well, is to run these missions and get these secrets. Which leads to something else. If you're running a mission and a player is clearly like trying to get your attention, like they're waving at you, they're doing emotes, they're shooting at you, they're trying to tell you something, that there's something going on. I've been kicked from a party because I refused to leave because I wanted to get the extra, like the specialty item that you can get, that you get here. But they didn't know that, and so like these people got mad at me. Damn it, I forgot to fix my gear. Oh well. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot. So what's really fun is, as you can see, that truck is full of like explosive barrels. You can actually detonate the entire truck, which is fun. So enemies are basically going to spawn to your left and right here. Um, they're not really a threat, but they definitely can be irritating. So be careful. Be smart. The snipers are only going to appear in a couple of places, though. Um, when you have to deal with a sniper, they are almost always going to spawn up here. The only other place that they can spawn is over there. So just keep your line of sight clear. Don't go near those 2 spots, and you'll be fine. So as you can see, they're all kind of clustered together again. So I want to take advantage of that. Like, I am sorry I'm not showing off different builds. It's just I've experimented a lot with the different builds that I've done in the past. And for me and for my playstyle and how I actually enjoy playing the game, um, the playstyle that I'm currently using honestly suits me the best for the Technomancer. While I do like the ability to have a minigun rocket launcher and run around with that, I just the other abilities that we can get are just better for me. I prefer that. So Let's check. Yeah. Okay, so when you spawn in here, there's going to be actually a bunch of bosses, which is not good. Also, there's a sniper. So on higher difficulty levels, snipers are actually going to be one of your highest tier targets, because what they do is they actually inflict weakness. So even if you, as the player, have good health, what can end up happening is you can end up being not one shot, but you can end up being killed very quickly, even though you shouldn't be, because you got shot by a sniper who inflicts, weakness on you, and then that's what kills you. Okay, so that's the captain dead. Oh no, you don't, you bastard! Get out of my way! I am not letting that fucking sniper. Okay, so who do we have left? Demolisher and a Cremator. That's fine. Yeah, I really need to extend Cold Snap's duration, or Freeze's duration. But I like our skills, the skill tree where it is, and I really like our other stuff the way that it is right now, so. No, I came right where I wanted to. So from this point on, we're fighting monsters. So enemies will continuously spawn from the outside, provided you're able to kill them. Once you kill every enemy, you will have a brood mother with a bunch of enemies spawn. So keep an AoE ability primed for that. Because with all the stuff that spawns near her, what we want to do is do that. Although, I wonder if profilation would work on this, because it would allow me to inflict the poison shots. No, it wouldn't, because then I'd have to remove Dark Sacrifice, and that's why I want to have Dark Sacrifice. Because my thought was, is if I can just spread poison around, that would be really neat. But... Okay, there we go. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, there is one more area with humans in them, and then we fight just monsters. Then it's a monster. So it's human, human, monster, human, monster. So there are two ways across. You can either go left or right. Um, to go left, you actually have to activate the bridge. There's a lot of enemies here. There are just a lot of enemies here. So no matter what you do, no matter how you try to do it, there is just going to be a bunch of enemies. I try to come up here so that I can kill the marksmans right away. Ooh, that's not good. I was gonna say there's a bunch of them on the ground. Okay, so if you can kill Captain Stink Eye over here, and yeah, that is literally his name, do so because he definitely hurts a lot. Especially at higher levels. Also, he's very difficult to kill, and the reason he's so nasty is because he does poison a lot. What I'm really disappointed with though is, do you remember that first boss that we fought, the lightning guy? I don't know why we didn't get the lightning gun. Like that it's such a cool concept. And an enemy uses it, why couldn't we get it? I don't know. Doesn't really matter, I guess. I have these bag of nuts or these bag of cashews I've been munching on, and like I don't want to because I'm not hungry. I don't like eating first thing in the morning, but oh well. Okay, so to activate the extra weapon drop, you have to activate this. Okay, so we have a small cluster of enemies to kill. And then monsters. So those two doors will open. Once you're done with that, start saving your cooldowns. I would even suggest waiting until your cooldowns are done for your skills before you kill the last enemy. Because that door is going to open and you're going to have a bunch of shit to fight. Also, if you have turrets or stuff that throw down, don't bother trying to do that on the center ground. They'll actually fall through the floor. So, if you want to risk it, you can. I generally, crawlers, because of how crawlers are, I don't like trying to fight them. So I try to run and create some distance and then attack from. Also, it's worth noting that, okay, so a second broodmother has spawned. I did that last cold snap because I was trying to get the crawlers to stop attacking, and it did work. But generally, I want to get these dead because the crawlers, the broodmothers really aren't going to be a threat. The broodmothers aren't what kill me. The crawlers are. Okay, so now, yep. So that literally killed all the little guys. Okay, so now he is dead. Okay. Batman, Batman, Batman. And there you go. And this is why you don't try to throw anything that activates on the ground, like Eruption, on this center ground area. Because when you try, it will actually spawn at the bottom. And that includes stuff like Cold Snap. So instead of activating up here like it's supposed to, it'll actually cut your range. So to activate the special thing, you have to activate this pod. And this is why a lot of people miss this, is because they're so impatient that they don't realize unless they're specifically shown. So that far room, as you can tell, so the pod is active, oh boy, people get their items. Yeah, we got a bunch of items, which we did get a bunch of items, which is nice. But then, you have to actually sit here and wait. And a lot of people don't want to. And eventually, if you activated that button like you were supposed to, this door opens. And as you can see, this is People Can Fly. This is the developers that made the game. And so they actually have like their own little studio section, which is really neat. Like, I love coming down here. Like, this is just a cool idea. Now, I don't know if the people down here are actually like reminiscent of characters in the game, or they're just random NPCs. Like, I don't know how that works. But okay, so there is a weapon. Oh, damn it. Okay, so it's the Ruiner Scythe. So if we look at that, the Ruiner Scythe has Fusion Blast, which isn't bad, and Improved Toxic. Nothing new. But it does have Armor Pierce up, Skill Life Leech up, and Healing Received up. So that's actually pretty good. And then, generally what you want to do is have at least one person run over here to activate that chest, and then have somebody else standing by the pod, so that as soon as they pick up the item, you can just warp out and you're good to go. I'm tired, and I don't know why I'm tired. So my damage is now up to 5 million. Pretty good. It's not bad, not bad. Take care of that. And so, once again, we're going to do the usual, sell all of our shit. Nothing new. Oh, I keep forgetting. I need to upgrade. See, I'm so used to just farming items for stuff that I keep forgetting. I need boots and I need pants. Fuck you, Tiago. You're a dick. Ooh, I almost forgot. I need to fucking fix our... I need to fucking fix this. Also, I can totally level this up to... Oh, it can go up to 37? Oh... That's mean. Okay, anyways. Freeze attributes, mod gear, that's right. And then I want it to have this. Do I want it to have that? Yes, yes I do. Yeah, because Dark Sacrifice is definitely a good one, but... Okay. You guys know the drill. Just gotta keep farming. Heart of the Wild is actually another good one. Oh, so this actually shows a list of every mission you can run. Oh, Boomtown. There we go. Now, personally, while I do like Boomtown, it's not a good one to run if you're trying to farm gear, just because I found I don't get as much gear here. In addition to that, because it's an easier mission, the multiplier when it comes to rare item drops isn't that good either. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and detonate that, which was a mistake because all I did was explode myself. But this is where you can kind of get into the speedrunning aspect of things. So what you want to do is you as the player immediately want to run to the end. Just bypass every enemy, and this is really hard to do if you're not or if you're running because it clusters everything together. And then, as you can see, all of these wonderful enemies just clustered together here. Damn it. And so, between you spamming Cold Snap and that, or between you spamming Cold Snap and everything else, you're actually able to wipe out basically these waves really quickly because otherwise, as you get kills, they will start spawning from that top, and it's kind of a very slow, aggressive fight, which it's very irritating to try to fight your way through to here when they're all pouring out of this cluster because while choke points are great if you're holding them, it's kind of difficult to get to the choke points, whereas if you're already in the choke point, by the time everything happens, you're set. And it becomes very easy to just kill them all. Excuse me. I have the hiccups. But yeah, as you can see, when we have groups of enemies, we're actually able to keep our ammo pretty... Ow. What the hell is wrong with you? Okay, so there's a sniper over there. But what I was saying is we're actually able to keep our ammo pretty good. We're able to keep our clip pretty full. Alright, they were starting to get a little too close. Now see, poison killed him, not my bullet, so it didn't count. That's kind of the catch. You have to make sure that you are actually doing landing the killing shot, or else it doesn't count. Hey, there we go. Damn it, stop. Ow. Why do you hurt so much? Aha. Okay. So one of the things that is the worst thing you can do, when you get to this point, do not go through until you have access to all of your abilities. If you're on a cooldown, make sure you're the one that pulls the switch so it resets. Because there's a huge cluster of enemies down here, and they don't react until you actually start shooting. So what you can do is wait until everybody's kind of clustered, Then you come in, freeze them solid, or if you have a like an AoE ability like the Pyromancers, or if you're like a Loki, you could just do a lot of damage. So what you want to do when you come down here is check and like pay attention to what your team build is, because a lot of people will just immediately run down those stairs and they will trigger the entire room to start shooting. And when that happens, they all scatter. Which if you don't have like if you have a more AoE build rather than a specific like damage focus, it actually causes quite a problem for you. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to let enemies actually sort of spawn a little bit, because I want them to start clustering around the door, but I can do this. Again, it's all just cluster. Okay, so he actually used his ice turret. That's kind of the problem with Dr. Detonator. He is actually a Cryomancer. So he will use abilities just like us, which is a problem, obviously. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know how he managed to hit us, but I don't know how that guy avoided our melee either, come to think of it. But yeah, I'm definitely much more happy with keeping our clip full now. Because the longer you can keep your damage up, the better. Okay, so now we're just down to Dr. Generator himself. Okay, so yeah, that's his turret. And there you go. That is the quickest and generally the most risk-free way to run Boomtown. Okay, so then we head back. Okay, give me just a sec. I can tell that there's somebody approaching me that wants to talk. Okay. People see my setup and they always will come over and be like, "Oh man, that's really neat. Yeah, thanks. Can I go back to gaming now?" I don't know. I don't want to be an asshole on one hand, but like on the other, it's ooh. So that's actually great, because that affects an ability we already have, and that's an ability we already have. Yeah, that's okay. That's perfect. So I'll just swap these out. So as you can see, Boomtown, while it is an easier one to run, or it can be easy, it can also be incredibly difficult just because of the number of enemies running around. Um, Yes, that's fine. Um, okay. And then I need to go. Oh, I need to buy. Right. And then what I want to do is upgrade my gear. And then I want to boost, or I want to improve the rarity on these. Okay, good. 95. Boost my melee. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's not a bad ability. That's interesting. I've never actually seen that before. So I actually think I want to leave that on there and get rid of critical analysis instead. Okay, so let me see. Cold Snap. Where was the one that increased it by the skill? That's the one. Yeah, so I think I actually want to leave that. The bonus is equal to 100% of your armor piercing. You know what? Before we do that, let's take a look at what our armor piercing is. Armor pierce is 26%, so it's boosted by 26%. Could be worthwhile. Okay. And then that's the spare mag. Let's improve the rarity because I might be able to just picking up ammo restores health. That's actually not a bad one. Okay, so actually none of these are good. So if I mod the gear and put the cold snap one to replace hidden med kit, that works for me. And then I might just leave that as is because the extra 50% damage is a great one. And then increases the duration of weakness. Yeah, because I think what that does, or I think the weakness thing is vulnerable. Oh no, vulnerable is different than weakness. Okay. But no, I actually really like what we have right now. So that will work very well, I think. Okay, so I think we have our final stuff. So now what we're going to be doing is I'm just going to be farming titanium, selling everything because I don't need supplies anymore. So I can actually sell those for credits, and then I can just work on steadily leveling up our gear. So from this point on, I'm only going to be leveling up the Fatal Symbiote. I don't really care about the Red Widow, because while it is good and lucky, I don't want to waste the titanium on them. And instead, I'm going to be pretty much focusing on these, like my regular gear. Also, it's worth noting that purple gear takes way less to upgrade than legendaries. So it might actually be a good idea to just stick to purple gear until you hit like level 45, 47, and then once you start getting legendaries on a regular basis, then you switch over. But yeah, this is a really good setup. I'm really happy with what we have. Okay, so we already did the Marshall Complex, which I showed you what that was. I think the Mountain Outpost is a regular one. Double check. Yeah, Molten Depths we don't have access to yet. Okay, so I need to figure out what to run. Oops, I hit something. Okay, there we go. Sorry, give me just a sec. So, unfortunately, oh, fuck me. Okay, so unfortunately, we have a it's a Friday, and so I actually may need to call my work because I really don't want to be stuck in Atlanta, Georgia all weekend. It's noon. I should okay. So I'll do one more and then I'll call them. So I think I don't like the chem plant, but I think I'm gonna have to run the chem plant. But I want to get all my gear leveled up because one of the things I may start doing off screen is just getting my world tier up to level 15 because you actually do get um, legendary items from doing that. Oh, this is such a good build though. I really do I love how this setup works. Okay, so you're gonna have groups of enemies. They're not aware of you at first. Just run forward, kill things. Pretty straightforward. So I actually am curious how well, like, we seem to be killing things pretty quickly. But just because, yeah, see, like, just by comparison. Alright, let's. Holy shit. That's insane. That is so much like that. We killed him way faster. Oh, but we did level it up twice too. I did forget about that. Okay, that kind of explains the. You know, well, if you guys are gonna be rude, then I'm just gonna shoot you instead of like giving you a chance because you're being an asshole. Eat turret, you bastard! Oh, he's dead. Hooray! Okay, so trigger this. So when you come into here, there's actually captains, and there's a couple of like elite enemies too. Oh gosh, damn it! All right, you're gonna die just immediately then. Like, yeah, that's just God. The damage output for this is insane. Okay, so I am kind of curious though, like, why is that? Oh, I know why it's doing that. So every time I inflict toxic on something, it's inflicting vulnerable. And I have a mod on, I think, that increases the effective range of the effect. Yeah, so it's actually affecting a wider group of enemies. Okay, and then I don't think I'm going to be able to get there in time, but no, I did not. Still, that Toxin Piercer is great. And they all go boom. That's ridiculous. But yeah, the Technomancers, if you that's the thing too. If you can find a build that really works for you, you can do some pretty crazy shit with it. But the trick is finding a build that actually works for you. Ow, 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 ow. Throw the turrets. Ow. Throw the turrets, get under cover, quick. Yeah, there's no clusters of enemies, so. So enemies will spawn from around the room. If you're going to try to do this solo, what I would recommend you do is come up into this upper area first, because enemies will spawn up here, but they're in kind of like contained sections, so they're much easier to deal with. Um, versus down on the open floor where you're going to be dealing with like problems. Kill the Juggernaut Captain. Very good. And then another wave of enemies just entered the floor. If I had Cold Snap up and running, I would hit them with it, but I don't. Well, you know what they say, better late than never. Oh, today's Friday. Today's payday. Hooray. Which means I should get a bonus that has like... So I had a load come in that was like I had like... Because it was supposed to pick up on the Mexican border down in Del Rio. Or no, it was down in Laredo. And it was supposed to pick up Thursday morning. And what ended up happening is... Oh, you bastard. Oh, damn it. So they were just clustered far enough away that it didn't work. Fuck. But yeah, I had a load that picked up Thursday morning on the Mexican border. And I'm like, okay, or no, it picked up Thursday afternoon, like at like 3 p.m. or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I guess I can do that. And it delivered to Canton, Mississippi. There's a Nissan plant over there that it delivered to. I'm like, all right, cool. I get out of Laredo, I go over to Canton. I don't have to sit down here. That's awesome. Well, as it turned out, that was not the case because it didn't clear the Mexican border because apparently the governor was having every vehicle inspected when it crossed the border. So my load didn't come in until like 11 a.m. or noon the following day. And the reason why that's a problem is the Canton, Mississippi plant closes at like 5 p.m. And then it reopens Sunday night at 11 p.m. So not only did I get like $135 because I had to sit all day and didn't get my load, or no, I got a layover. That's right. So it's $75. In addition to detention. So I think no, yeah. So I did make about the same amount. But then I had to get 2 days layover because that was 1 day's drive, and that's because it's $75 each, so it's 150. Yeah, so that's $150 for the 2 days layover just to get there. So this load, but there was a problem with the paperwork and it wasn't going through. But long story short, on the load that I never got, I have like a $300, $400 paycheck coming just on that one load. So I'm very excited for today. Oh, okay. So of course, you guys know the drill. We want to free. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now, why did it kill the first ones? Kill you. Yeah, that. Holy shit. Because it's not just that armor piercer mod or the toxin piercer mod that's doing it. It's also the fact that I'm using the dark sacrifice weapon or the mod plus like, yeah, it's just everything kind of works just really well together. Oh, I forgot there are humans here. Luckily, there's not a lot of them. Right, I forgot. See, one of the things that I'm used to doing with my the other gun that has the icebreaker is that you do a melee attack to break apart enemies that are attacking you, and then you just do because everything freezes, and because everything takes weakness to freezing, the explosion damage does more, and then you just do a melee attack, kill one enemy, and it kills everything in a radius around you, all the enemies in a cluster around you, which is very nice for dealing with the monsters and the melee humans. Um, Ta-da! Kaboom! Oh. Oh, wow. He has actually tooth. The Blood Matron, eh? But yeah, it's a fun little build. But yeah, that time I didn't realize the synergy that this would have. So this is a really fun build. I'm proud of this build. Yeah, which this mission is a bit shitty. Um, Mainly because like there was a working power reactor that was sheltered from the anomaly, and then we basically exploded it because like yeah, it just like that could have made such a difference for like the regular people, and we killed it. Not a big deal, but it definitely just makes me feel like help. That sucks. Okay, so we're gonna just sell those, buy titanium so that we can upgrade our gear, buy one. Although one of the things that we can start doing is because at this point I'm comfortable with our build, I don't think I really need anything else. Um, oh, that's only level 33. Well, there we go. At least we get that up to level 35. What I can start doing is I can actually just start running expeditions with other people. Although, yeah, our game privacy has been open. So, but yeah, I can just start running like the higher levels. Oh, the Molten Depths. Awesome. So this is actually another item where the NPC or the people can fly or whatever it is did it so that we oh right, it's the fucking birds. Alright, let's kill them. Okay, so when you're in a wide open area like this, your target priority is going to change a bit. You definitely don't want to get surrounded, but your target priority, um, you want to kill the things that are doing the most amount of damage to you. So in that case, that means clearing out the regular stuff, but you also have to keep an eye on those damn birds because they are. The birds have killed me probably more than any regular enemy outside of the Strix, just because of how they work. I got that fire over there. That's pretty cool. Oh no, I'm doing the meme wrong. It's like how did it go? Um, guess what I did last night? Don't you bring my mother into this? I built that fire over there. Oh, that's pretty cool. Then fuck your mother next to it. Ugh, it's so dumb. So dumb, but I don't know. It's not appropriate though. Like I can't help what makes me laugh. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible person. Pouch. I mean, you could have also just severed some nerves because that's quite a fall. Okay, so clusters of enemies are just going to spawn everywhere around you. Deal with them how you would normal enemies. Cluster attacks are great for this. Damn it, I didn't kill him fast enough. There will be a boss that spawns, so keep an eye on that. My god. See, I'm not used to seeing like this level of damage output with this character because usually the only character that I have that has this like slaughter capability, I guess, is my Trickster. I'm not used to seeing my Technomancer do damage, so I'm really glad I stumbled across this. Also, I think this would be a good point to say too. I actually don't look up builds online. Um, I'm of the opinion that if you don't do it yourself, then you don't have the right to say that you did it. Um, like for example, what I mean by that is like if you're running with a super strong build, like that's fine. You know, you play the game however you want to play the game. That is totally okay. And that's not what I'm criticizing. What I am criticizing is that you can't brag about the build because you didn't make the build. It's not your build. You just copied it from the internet. Like it's kind of the same thing with like Magic the Gathering or like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. Like if you just copy a build offline, then and then you go into like and you win like a local card game tournament, like you didn't really win the tournament. Whoever came up with that deck design did. And you know, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I don't really care. Um, I don't play competitive card games anyways. That got ruined for me a while ago. Um, just I am of the that's why I personally don't look up builds online because I prefer to excel or fail based off of my own opinions or off of my own skill. And so like this Technomancer build, while it is true I did look up builds online just because I wanted to see like how people are building the character. This build that we just came up with is 100% my own. I didn't look it up, so I can claim all the credit for like this particular setup as my own. Same thing with my Pyromancer. My Pyromancer is I don't have the same damage output that a lot of other people do online for Pyromancers because I don't do the meta gun builds, but I do a pretty damn good job with him, and he is a great AoE clearer. He will literally devour the regular mobs for breakfast because he is mostly an AoE just death build, basically. He's very strong. Um, but yeah, he uses Eruption, the Phaser Beam, which is basically a fire version of the Kamehameha, and he also uses. It's the ability that instantly turns an enemy to ash and sucks health away from them. I don't remember what it's called, though. And that's just because he can. Pyromancers take a lot of damage, and I wanted him to be able to survive. So I wanted that health gain. And yeah, that's just what he runs, is those abilities, Eruption and Phaser Beam, and then a health ability. And he does great. Like, he wipes out, like, pretty much the regular mobs, and then when he's dealing with, the only thing he kind of struggles against are with bosses, and even then he doesn't really struggle with them, because he is a huge, like, he is a massive AoE tank. Like, he just destroys everything AoE, so he just keeps his difference and then blows them up. But yeah. And then my tank, or my Devastator, sorry, he runs just a survivability build. So no matter what tier difficulty I'm playing in with that character, he can't die. Of course, he can die, but it takes a lot to get him down. And because of the way that he's set up, he can actually, he does very well. Like, he can pretty much run in, even against crawlers or bosses, and he was able to hold his own. They can't kill him, and so he can revive somebody who's down, even when they're clustered. And then, of course, too, there is also like a mental effect. Like, you have to be smart enough to know what abilities to use to prevent them from clustering on you like that. But yeah. Yeah. So you can't side roll away from a crawler's death beam. So that's why I'm just gonna run in and kill it. Because crawlers are fucking stupid. I hate crawlers. Yeah, pretty much the only way to avoid that beam, which as you can see did not work, is to hide on the other side of a solid object. Or if you're close enough to the crawler, you can actually run to the other side. And if you are running straight at it and you run at an angle, you can usually sidestep the death beam. But other than that, like, it is going to hit you. And then when you are hit, it sets you on fire, does a lot of damage. Or it freezes you solid and traps you so that other enemies can just murder you. I don't remember. Alright, there we go. Okay, so in this area, a lot of enemies will start spawning. The biggest issue with them are there will be a lot of Strix that are showing up. There's also a lot of these spider things. So if you have an AoE attack, they have very low health. So like the Pyromancer's Eruption or other skills, do something that is going to cause damage over time. So like my turrets will work, because it'll help keep the spiders off because we're killing the spiders. Stuff like that. But honestly, this is not really a hard mission, because the hardest part is yet to come. Go ahead and get our turrets back up again. Okay, so we have the Strixes starting to move around so that they can actually shoot us again. So I want to get... oh. Great. It's immune. Ow. Do you... ow. Okay, no, you don't mind. There we go. Okay. So now we just have the Broodmother. Yeah, no armor skin for you. Speaking of which, so the armor skin makes it so that the Broodmothers and everything else is kind of immune to your status effects. You can get around that by actually just blasting them with shoot that as soon as you get into this room. But you can kind of remove that by just doing a lot of damage very quickly, and that will destroy it. I think the alphas can also do it. Yeah, no spiders. I do not want to be exploded on today. It's not Friday. Actually, it is Friday. Ow. That's interesting. Because, yeah, it definitely is like, the shots are definitely arcing, which I've never seen before. Okay. Cold Snap still hasn't... there we go. Okay, and then the crawler got hit, but I was too far away to... Oh, there we go. Okay, so I did get him. Okay, because I want to try to make sure that I'm hitting all these damn spiders. Oh, there we go. And again, like, I'm not shitting on people that use builds online for stuff. Like, if that is legitimately how you enjoy the game, then go for it. That's fine. Like, I'm not trying to gatekeep. If that's what you enjoy, then go for it. Just for me personally, I find no satisfaction in beating somebody with something, with a strategy that someone else came up with. So, like, when I build magic decks, I don't build them how most people do, because a lot of people just use variants of the metas, and I hate that. So yeah, the boss though, you have to fight the spider again. Now the fun part is, oh my god, oh, I wanted to see if I could actually kill it before it. Okay, so I should also say that I don't think you get items for all the little like add-on spiders in this boss fight. I don't know if you do for like the Strixes and stuff. I just don't know. But I was hoping we would be able to kill it while it was still stuck on the wall. Okay, so for this area, the secret weapon or the secret area, and I think you can get multiple secret weapons per thing. As soon as you activate that, or the pod, what you want to do is you can either come to this one, or I think there's one over there as well. But there will be a table that appears, or there will be a ringing sound. And again, don't leave. But there will be a ringing sound. Come on. Am I not a high enough level? Or maybe the servers are broken. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so there's not one over here. So yeah, there's just the one, and it's over there. And I didn't get this at first, and then I did. So as you can see, there's actually a light coming from somewhere, almost like it's not real. So when we activate it, your character will say multiple things. And so as you can see, we are now in a room. There's some doors, and there are windows with bricks over curtains, with curtains blocking them. So this is a reference to the Matrix, which I absolutely love. I just think that that's so cool. Okay, so we got Ruiner Genderme. So we're gonna grab that, and then as soon as it's on the floor, auto loot will pick it up. So then you can leave. But when you leave, everyone will leave. But yeah, show me the truth. Direct quote from "This is my reality." Yeah, so it's definitely a really cool thing. Like, just I think it's great that they directly quote the Matrix. Okay, and then so yeah, you just go back and we're good. Okay, so our damage is now up to 7 million. And we're definitely starting to take damage, so... But like I said, I am fully content with our stuff the way that it is. Also, something else to point out, the higher the rarity of something is, the more expensive it is to upgrade, the more expensive it is to mod, but the more credits you get for it. As you can see, we're up to 42,000 a pop. So we are getting some bonuses. Okay, so we're up to 358 titanium a run. That's not bad. So at this point, now it becomes just we run until we get to the point where we can't anymore. Okay, so everything's pretty much at 37. But the big thing you want to do is whenever you're leveling stuff, always make sure whatever your primary weapon is, That's the first thing you're leveling. More than anything else, nothing else matters. And then for us, because our purples are cost less to level up, I'm actually going to be working on them too before I do anything else. And then from there, I want to look at this, and I don't want to target things that level percentages. So like this, it's not important for me to level that. Whereas this, because killing enemies by frozen makes them explode, when I level that, the total damage levels. So those are the things that I kind of want to focus on. So yeah, there we go. And then it's rinse, cycle, and repeat. Okay. Give it just a sec. So we just have the usual stuff again. Okay, sorry about that. I'm trying to decide what to run. I guess Marshalling Caverns, because that and Stargrave, and I actually really don't like Stargrave, but I guess we'll run Stargrave. I need to call my work after. Okay, I need to call work after this one. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So once again, you're just going to have enemies kind of just cluster together. Um, that's not a problem. There are a lot of things that can hit you though, so pay attention to your minimap and your surroundings, because getting surrounded here, especially by bosses, can royally fuck you over. Because the big thing that you want to watch out for are the bulwarks. And talking about specific enemy types, what bulwarks are, they're not as bad as the hunters, but bulwarks are the guys with with shotguns, and especially again at the higher levels, what can happen is that the bulwarks will sneak up on you, and you don't know they're there, and then they one shot you. Like they just do massive damage. It's not fair. It's not fun, but there you go. Okay, so I wanted to let this happen so that I can do that. Kill the Warlord. I killed the Devastator. Chink. Chink. Hiya. Come. No, count. Set. Yeah. Sorry. I was watching some older memes. So one of the things that I did is would save like memes and shit, and there was one where it was an art animation of like it was after Link like went off on a journey in Breath of the Wild, and like Zelda was missing him, and Impa goes, "Just remember what he always used to say," and it's just all of like the voice audio clips from Ocarina of Time, like that, see ya, like it was really funny. I don't know, I'm just an idiot. I mean, I know I'm an idiot, but You catch my drift. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna kill him. Alright, you bastard. Ow! What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, see, like that bulwark just appeared out of nowhere. Ow! Snipers hurt too. No, 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 no. Well, no, 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 no. Meow. So from this point on, I believe you are fighting only creatures. You will not fight the ferals again. Again, I could be horribly wrong. All right, you bastard. Ow. See, I hate the red ones because the blue ones just hit you with force, like it's just an attack. And it staggers you, which that's totally fine. The red ones set you on fire, which is not enjoyable. Assholes. So when you kill the first crawler and then kill every enemy, the next wave has, I think there's 2 crawlers that spawn. Or no, okay, so it's a desert behemoth or whatever. Oh, and there's a bird. That's fucking great. Oh, there's 2 birds. There's 3. So if you're dealing with birds, one of the things you can do is every class in the game has some sort of immobilizing attack. If that's a stun attack, if that's sending an enemy into the air, doesn't really matter. But use it on the birds, knock them out, and then you should be okay. Yeah, here's the crawlers. See, told you. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between using just a regular frozen enemy and frozen with cold snap. See, I wish I could adjust the cooldown. But on the plus side, with there being so many enemies, you definitely get an advantage in terms of items. I think this is one of the better ones in terms of just the amount of items you get. No, I didn't want you to reload. Okay. So, when you clear that pathway, you come down into here. There will be a bunch of enemies to clear, and then the boss is a brood mother. Pretty straightforward, nothing we haven't fought before. The hardest part is all the crawlers that spawn out there, especially at the higher tier difficulties. So when you're running that, just kill the trash mobs as quickly as you can, and then focus on the crawlers. Or just ignore the trash mobs completely and just focus on the crawlers. Because the crawlers are kind of what kills you. Because when they all do that floor stomp, you have 3 or 4 of them doing that, and that makes it so that you can't really fight effectively because you're being hit from like across the map and sometimes through walls. So like if you're on the other side of like a rock formation, you can't see the attack coming, which I think is bullshit, absolutely bullshit. Yep, so there's the broodmother, and like with most bosses, as you lower her health, she will become like more and more and more enemies will spawn. So also, if you're going to throw multiple turrets down like I'm doing, it's actually very worthwhile to spread them out a little bit. And the reason for that is so that when you're doing kills, or when you're doing like combat, the turrets will actually focus on different enemies and will allow you to freeze just like more things or do more damage just in general rather than concentrating fire, because I believe the way that the targeting lock works is that it's based off of whoever's closer. And there you go. And that is how you run the Stargrave. Just it's pretty straightforward. Kill things, move forward. There's not a whole lot of secrets in there. Okay, and I'm going to mute myself because I do need to talk to my company and see if I can get a load over the weekend. So I will be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Ugh. Yep, so sorry about that. I was just calling. So I'm sitting in Atlanta, Georgia right now, and basically freight is kind of hit and miss as to whether or not I'm actually going to get anything. Um, because we just got done with Memorial Weekend, so freight is usually really slow for us. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to hit that immediately, then I want to hit this. Then I want to drop these here so that they will kill those two. And then I want to run over here. And then with everybody hurt, I can kill the destroyer and hopefully kill the captain. Yep. Kill you. Kill you. But yeah, there was I kind of got into it with them last night, like my work, or not last night, yesterday. I mean, ooh, my health was getting, okay, not is getting, or not was, is getting low. Holy shit. But because I just got done delivering to a load in, where was it? Um, Birmingham, Alabama, which is not a good place for us to deliver. Oh shit. Okay, so when you see those little balls, that means that there is a warlord or a captain who has the Phoenix Rebirth on, and what that means is that any enemy you kill will come back to life, and usually you can't kill the captain quickly enough. So you have to try to kill the um, the stuff. You just have to try to kill them as quickly as you can. But yeah, so I got into it with them because they wanted me to drive like 500-600 miles to get to a board, and there's when a fairly active board was within 70 miles. So I came to the 70 to the one board, but now that means I might end up having to sit over the course of the weekend, and just not have rate. Which, to be fair, this is a nicer gas station, so I'm okay with that. No, come on. There we go. Okay. I wanted to get at least one kill. Okay, you need to stop. Yeah, just watch your minimap. Honestly, that's your best way of success. Hiya! Alright, let's see if we can... Oh, really? Yeah, that's actually not bad damage either. Like, just the poison tick. Because granted, I am doing way more per shot, but still, 352 damage a tick is not bad. And then if I'm remembering correctly, I believe raising your status effect actually boosts the damage that your effects do. So like it'll affect a Pyromancer's burn or a Technomancer's poison. Yeah, just keep an eye. Now, so that's kind of the downside is that if you let that cluster up there build up too high, they will start actually rushing you, which is not good. Okay. See, they keep coming into the circle, and I'm not doing I'm not doing a good enough job of keeping them out. Is the problem? But yeah, do you see how they're starting to come down to attack us? Now, I also don't know if you get loot rewards for enemies that are killed when the tower fully drops. So that is another factor that I just don't know if that happens. Okay. So I actually just had a friend. Asking what I was doing, and I'm like, well, I'm live streaming. Do you want to come check it out? But I have a feeling they're busy, so. Okay, so our strategy has not changed. We are still going to try to freeze them ASAP, and then immediately try to just kill as many of them as we can, as quickly as we can. Because several of them actually do have the Phoenix Rebirth. I think they also have Healing Wind, which is the heal over time ability, which is equally as bad for us. So, no, no, you do not. You assholes. Oh, please do. Oh god. Okay, he is a bit more tanky, or he's invincible. Turrets, get him. So that is the other advantage that turrets have, is they can actually keep you alive. Oh, he actually killed our turrets. That asshole. There we go. Oh, okay. It was already active. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can get them to cluster around him. Oh, damn it. So what ended up happening there is, so what can happen is if you activate a skill and then you get staggered right when the skill activates, it actually will fail to activate, but it did. So your skill will not activate, whatever it was. Okay. And the bird mother comes in. See, my heart keeps stopping whenever I hear that notification sound because I keep hoping it's work related. Gosh damn it. Well, there you go. That's an example of a fail. So when you fail on an expedition, you're given 3 retries, or you can just give up, at which point your options for things will reset. So you can kind of just do whatever. So as you can see, you will still get items for doing this. So it's not a complete loss, but you definitely don't get as much um, as you would if you were actually like successful. So, all right, we'll try it again. Privacy is still set to open. It's just no one's really running these low-level missions aside from that guy that just like, aside from that guy who was running and then just stopped for or lagged out or glitched or I don't know what happened. But yeah, that one was totally my fault. Like I was trying to cluster the little guys around. Okay, you can stop that, asshole. Yeah, I definitely need to increase, like, reduce the cooldown somehow. Yeah, Bulwark is always the bigger threat. Okay. And then, shit. Where's the fucking warlord? Oh, damn it. Yeah, so as you can see, literally all of the enemies that we just killed all came back. So if you ever see an enemy that has, like, if you ever see that red orb, immediately just stop killing enemies and just go after the nearest, like, captain or whoever it is. Because if you don't, it is very easy to just have your entire group wipe. Because when they all come back to life like that, it just causes problems. Bulwarks. Yeah, and because I'm kind of rushing, there's no real point in me. Okay, there we go. So now a bunch of enemies just spawn down here. But the goal is I want to get rid of that cluster. And then I forgot this is an asshole. we go. That's going to be irritating. Are you serious? I don't even know if there is a mob that reduces the cooldown. There might not be. Yeah, that was a bad position. Okay, sorry about that. I it was getting to the point that I was going to die. I was just playing distractedly, so I went ahead and just stopped. Excuse me. See, it just doesn't last long enough is the problem. Okay, so that's 2. It's 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's still 1 left. So Warlord here. Okay. And there we go. Warlord here. Yeah, so that's all the Warlords dead. So when you're dealing with the behemoths, if there's a solid object you can hide behind, that can also be just a. Oh, I'm gonna fucking die. If there's a solid object you can hide behind, that will also stop their charge if you're not confident enough to be able to dodge it. Also, sometimes I've just found that their charges are really hard to time correctly. So if you can't dodge it, that's no shame on you. I'd like to think I'm pretty good at the game, and I can't dodge it all the time. So yeah, there's definitely no shame if you can't dodge something. Okay. So let's see if I can actually do this without dying again. Boy, Cold Snap did not work on her at all. Thank goodness for Toxic. Oh, and there we go. Good job. Oh, fuck. I honestly wouldn't be disappointed if it was if I didn't get freight. I'm just tired. Like, that's kind of the thing. The more I do this job, like, the more tired I get, which is probably a very bad sign that something's wrong. I mean, I've been doing it for 2 years, and the first year was fine, but God, after that, the second year has just been killing me. I don't know if I talked about why I'm doing this. I don't want my gear to like fall too far out. Um, so I want to make sure that my gear doesn't fall too far behind. Is basically what I'm doing. So that's 120. That's fine. So yeah, we're up to level 40 right now. So I'm gonna not advance any further until the rest of our gear is level 40. I don't think I can level anything else up. Because I think, oh no, I can do one. Okay, so 36. And because I'm very happy with the way that our leveling stuff is set up right now, I'm gonna go ahead and check our attributes. Okay. Oh, because I'm not disassembling anything, so we're not getting the shards, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so so that's a tier 3, or that's a 3x, that's a 3x, this is a 4x, so this is what we're gonna run. Yeah, because I just want to make sure that I'm doing the correct thing. I just want to get as many items as I can so that we can get our gear to 40 so that we can progress on those. So, and I don't feel like I need to go through this because we've already done it. Also, I might try to do co-op, although that can be really bad because on one hand you'll be getting better gear, but on the other hand it's going to really like start pushing you into situations that you might not be able to handle. So I don't know. I guess it kind of comes down to what you want to run. So the idea is that I want everybody as clustered as possible. But I also want to make sure that I'm killing the elites before they do too much damage. Alright. Also, I guess I should have covered this sooner, but I'm fully aware that there are going to be people that call me out for being stupid, that I'm running bad builds, that I need to have better builds because I'm showing people how to do things wrong. Like, no, I'm not. I'm showing people what I prefer to run. There's nothing wrong with that. It is just not the meta, which I've already explained. I don't do meta builds. So if that's a problem for you, then this video is not something you're going to want to watch. As I've demonstrated in the past on my channel, I do not tolerate trolls. If your only goal in life is to get off by being shitty to other people, I will block you and then I will report you. Like, you will be removed from this community because you are not welcome here. Like, I've had one too many situations on videos where people were just being trolls and it backfed into itself. And like, I ended up blocking, I think, 20 or 30 people that day just because people were being absolute shitbags. It was a bad situation. Um, yeah, I think I remember the video too. Like, I ended up having to delete comments and like it just blocked people. It was bad. But the video, if I'm remembering correctly, was black and white. No, it was dark and light. That was it. And if you're not familiar with Dark and Light, it is a survival game, or it's a I'm gonna die. It's a crafting survival game. And what made the game interesting is the fact that you could, oh, when you played it, like it was basically like Ark Survival or like Minecraft because you could actually like build levels or you could build structures and you could play, or there was like magic and stuff. But it was really interesting because the magic system was really neat and like the world looked beautiful. It looked really awesome. And so like I wanted to show in a video the difference between like why I thought the game was kind of cool and like what set it apart and why I wanted to show it to you guys. Are what the fuck happened there? So you see, this is what happens when your gear is not up to par, and I'm not going to play anymore. Not that I'm done playing, but I'm not going to do it solo anymore because clearly I can't do it. Oh, actually. And that's the thing, like, I probably could do more, or I could do it, but it's not fun for me. Like, it's incredibly frustrating. Like, and I will say that is one of the big negatives about the game, because I am going to end the stream here, because I'm getting frustrated, and I'm starting to get pissed off. Um, Outriders is a really fun game, but the way that the leveling and the structure system works is incredibly frustrating because you need you need scrap to be able to buy titanium to be able to trade in for the cargo supply so that you can level up your gear so that you can increase the difficulty so that you can do that. But the problem is the rate at which your gear, the cost of your gear to level up kind of exceeds what you can do. um like it's a grind, and it's not a fun one because when you die, you get way less in terms of rewards, and so it ends up just wasting time. It's I don't know. It's weird, but it's not necessarily a bad game. It's just frustrating. Is the thing. So, um, so I'll give it another minute, and if I still don't get anybody, then I'll just say too bad. It's 12:54. Okay. Well, actually, I don't know when at 12:54 this happened, so or I started, so I'm doing it until 12:56. Because at this point, what I'll probably do is just switch over to making because I'm going to make one of each class again and just remake them. So, and that's 12:56. Okay, so I guess that's that. Thanks for watching, everybody. And wait, has it not been streaming? Oh no, yeah, okay. I don't know when we lost the stream then. So, all right. See you guys. Thanks for watching.